everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Farida. Thank you for clicking on today's video. If you're new here, welcome to my channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, a part of the family, thank you for coming back and stay tuned for today's video. In today's video, I'm talking about the pros and cons of living in London. This is part 2 of the video. If you have not watched part 1 of this video, what are you still waiting for? Go and watch it and stay tuned for today's video. The first pro of living in London is the opportunity to date people from different cultural backgrounds. It may not be something you would normally be open to, but from interacting with people from different cultural backgrounds, a romance could grow from there, and who knows what could happen. I must, however, say that you should not expect people to walk up to you on the street and ask for your number or ask you out. It rarely happens. Life happens on dating sites such as Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, and the likes. You know them. So that is one of the pros of living in London, which may also be a con because you may be someone who expects people to walk up to you on the street and ask you out, but don't expect that. The next pro of living in London is that it gives you a broader perspective on life issues. It makes you more tolerant and open-minded to a lot of societal issues that you probably were against or you probably would normally be against. It makes you see things from a different point of view, different from your own cultural point of view or your own personal point of view. The next con of living in London is that you may experience racism or have a feeling of imposter syndrome, especially when you're the only black person or the only brown person in a room or in an organization, which is something that is felt by many people in London who are black or belong to other minority ethnic groups. The next pro of living in London is that social life is really great. If you're someone who likes to go out every now and then, go out every other weekend, London is like the perfect place for you. The third con of living in London is that London is not what people who live outside of London see it to be. People in London work day and night, like I said in my previous video. London is a city that never sleeps. People work, pay taxes, and pay for literally everything. Nothing comes for free in London. You can't even watch your TV for free. You have to pay a TV license to watch live TV. Because people live in a large city like London does not mean that they've blown or made it or have so much money. They're still working hard for everything they earn. They're still working hard for their daily bread. Everyone is working hard for whatever they have. If you're a lazy person, you can't survive in London unless you have a pot of money somewhere. Then that is between you and yourself only. The fourth pro of living in London is that there's a park in almost every borough, somewhere to sit and relax. There's a lot of greens, which is obviously very essential for our survival as humans. The next con of living in London is that the surveillance in London is way extreme. There are CCTV cameras literally everywhere. We are basically being watched. Even when you travel on the trains or the buses and use your Oyster card to travel, you're being tracked because they can easily tell where you've been to. A pro of the eye surveillance in London is that crimes can be easily monitored and detected. Nonetheless, that is not to say that there are crimes in London that go undetected. The next con of living in London is that people do not talk on public transport and you're literally just there, sat there looking around or reading a book and everyone is just minding their business, which is a bit sort of strange, but I guess it's probably okay because after a long day's work or something, you don't want to get on the train or on the bus and have someone who you do not know, a complete stranger, start a random discussion with you. You'll be like, sorry, do I know you or something? Which is how it is, but that is one of the cons of living in London. You do not get on public transport and expect a random stranger to talk to you or even say hi to you. Don't expect that. The last con of living in London is homesickness. If you've come to London solely to work or to study or to do both of them, I'm not talking about tourists. It's a different ball game when you're here as a tourist and when you're actually living here. You may sometimes feel lonely and homesick because you're away from family and friends, which is absolutely normal. And that is why obviously London is a very multicultural society where you can make friends and interact with more people. So that is why you should also take advantage of the multicultural nature of London and make friends so that you have less homesickness and be able to enjoy your stay here. In my own case, I experience homesickness a lot because obviously I miss home and it's not the same when you don't have your siblings around you, but it's something you have to live with. Obviously you won't always have your family and friends with you. You have to like move on and do stuff on your own, which is absolutely normal. The next pro living in London is that parcel delivery and town planning is amazing compared to where I come from in Nigeria, where town planning is really bad and the streets are not well named, so you can't easily say I want to post something to number 2 so street. Obviously this is a developed country. It's amazing that here in London you can easily post something to to whatever address you want to post it to, and actually know that your parcel or whatever you want delivered to someone else will be delivered, which is absolutely amazing. This will be all for pros and cons of living in London. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure to click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.